Science Journal for Kids and Teens presents What Can We Learn About Dinosaur Skin Using a Laser? Adapted from the original peer-reviewed paper in the journal Communications Biology, published on August 12, 2022. Research conducted by Phil Bell, Christoph Hendricks, Michael Pittman, and others from the School of Environmental and Rural Science at the University of New England in Australia, the CONICET Fundación Miguel Lillo in Argentina, and the School of Life Sciences at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, respectively. See the full list of authors and their affiliations in the accompanying PDF. Read by Miranda Wilson. Abstract. Have you ever wondered how we know what dinosaurs looked like millions of years ago? We analyze fossils. When you think about dinosaur fossils, you might think about bones and footprints. But sometimes fossils contain pieces of skin. One example is the Psittacosaurus fossil, located in a German museum. Many scientists examine the scaly skin of this specimen. We then re-examine this fossil using a technique called laser-stimulated fluorescence. This technique helped us gather information that was not visible under normal light. We also found that the shape and size of the scales of the Psittacosaurus are not the same everywhere. We also learned that there are patterns in the scales. These patterns are unique to the family of dinosaurs to which the Psittacosaurus belongs. Introduction. Fossils are any evidence of a once-living organism. The most common types of fossils include plants, bones, and teeth. Many also include impressions made by dinosaurs, such as footprints or skin impressions. But, on rare occasions, paleontologists find fossils that contain soft tissue, such as the original skin and feathers. Scientists have found skin samples from 6 different species of ceratopsian dinosaurs. This group of dinosaurs ate plants and had beak-shaped mouths. Most also had a frill that extended over the back of the skull and horns near the nose and eyes. Examples of ceratopsian dinosaurs include Triceratops and Psittacosaurus. A fossil of Psittacosaurus found in China has the largest preserved skin layer of all ceratopsian dinosaurs. The skin of this fossil covered a large part of its body, including the head, limbs, and tail. Long filaments that look like hair were also present on the top of the tail. Psittacosaurus was the first to reveal the presence of these filaments in a plant-eating dinosaur. The skin is part of an organ system known as the integumentary system. This system includes the body's outer layer. In previous studies, scientists analyzed the preserved skin of the Psittacosaurus. We wanted to use a new technology to find out even more about its skin. Here you can see the scales of a ceratopsian dinosaur viewed under natural light. There is a scale at the bottom of the image. Methods. We used a technique known as laser-stimulated fluorescence. This technique involved shining a violet laser on a fossil, preserving interesting features such as skin or feathers, in a dark room. The laser light gave the minerals of the fossil more energy. Some of this energy was lost from these minerals, causing the fossil to glow. This glow allowed us to view features of the Psittacosaurus skin that were not visible in regular light. We took images of the glowing sample with a camera that had a special filter. This filter blocks out the laser light so that only the glow is captured by camera. We then analyzed the images using computer software. One of them was used to make measurements of the scales from different parts of the body. We randomly selected 5 scales from each body region. Then we measured their dimensions and found the average. We also compared the images of the Psittacosaurus scaly skin to other samples. These samples included other dinosaurs, birds, snakes, lizards, and crocodiles. In Figure 1, you can see a close-up of the tail of the Psittacosaurus under laser-stimulated fluorescence. In the upper right-hand corner, you can see the entire Psittacosaurus fossil, with a white square indicating the area that is enlarged. A scale can be seen at the bottom of the enlarged image. The image shows vertebrae running in a horizontal direction. Hair-like projections are sticking out of the top of the tail. Results. We observed the morphology or shape and size of the different scales of the Psittacosaurus skin. Basement scales were the most common scales we observed. On the head, these scales were very small and had an oval to subcircular shape, but they had a polygonal shape on the shoulders and front limbs. The scales of the abdomen had a rectangular shape, while the flank and back limbs had a diamond shape. The front and back limbs also had a hexagram pattern. That means they formed a six-pointed star. We also found other scales, larger than the basement scales, known as feature scales. We observed these scales on the shoulder, flank, and tail. The shoulder feature scales were long cylinders with a cone-like shape and had basement scales all around them. The flank feature scales were circular, while the tail feature scales were quadrangular and next to one another on the same line. Then we looked at the jugal horns and the ischial callosity of the Psittacosaurus. The jugal horns are small, cone-like horns found on each side of the face. We found that the upper surface of the jugal horn had keratin. Keratin is a substance found in hair, feathers, and horns. The lower surface of the jugal horn had polygonal scales. The ischial callosity is a section of the body used for sitting. This area had large scales that measured up to 6.8 millimeters in diameter. In Figure 2, you can see the Psittacosaurus fossil under laser-stimulated fluorescence. Circles are magnified images of the scales in different parts of the body, including, in no particular order, the shoulder, the jugal horns, the ischial callosity, the flank, the tail, and the limbs. Why was it important for the scientists to photograph the scales found in each region of the body? Discussion. Our observations of the Psittacosaurus showed the complexity of its scales. The shape and size of the scales differed considerably from one part of the body to another. Further research should explore how the structure of these scales affect their function. Using laser-stimulated fluorescence, we learned more about the jugal horns. Many scientists have hypothesized that a thick layer of keratin covered the jugal horns. Our analysis showed that the keratin was only present on one side of the horn. The layer was also thinner, almost like a fingernail. But it is possible that the keratin cover changed over the lifetime of the dinosaur. Our analysis also helped us compare the Psittacosaurus to other animals. For example, we compared the shape of the scales on the dinosaur's stomach area to those of lizards, snakes, and crocodiles. These scales most closely match the scales of crocodiles. We also found similar patterns in the skin of other ceratopsian dinosaurs, like the Psittacosaurus. The star-like pattern of the scales on the limbs may be unique to ceratopsian dinosaurs. We also noticed that ceratopsian dinosaurs have a few large feature scales on the flank, surrounded by many small basement scales. Conclusion. We re-examined the Psittacosaurus skin using laser-stimulated fluorescence. By analyzing the sample under different lighting conditions, we observed details that were not originally visible. You can apply this idea when solving a problem. How can you think about a problem from different perspectives? Collaborate with other students and brainstorm ideas about a topic you are working on. When you discuss the problem, you will learn how others think about the same situation. Then you can work together to develop the best solution. Thank you for listening to this recording. Visit our website, sciencejournalforkids.org, for more free science teaching resources.